and welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I'm April Atmansky, and I'm here today with...
Justin the Clue.
And Colin Cunningham.
Oh, I should have said it like, Justin the Clue! Like the way they transform.
Triceratops!
Yeah!
Why are they so low energy when they say it? They're like, T-Rex! Probably because they're thinking of the car they live out of because they're paid so little as Power Rangers.
Oh, no.
Oh. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. Then when they shot the first series, a lot of them were like living out of their cars. And it was,
my goodness.
They were paid garbage.
Well, today we're talking about the first Power Rangers movie. Is it just called the Power Rangers movie?
Yeah,
Mighty
Power
Morphin
Rangers, the movie.
The movie.
The movie, yes.
Not the new one. This is the one from 1995.
Definitely not the new one.
Did we do a Patreon episode on that? I think we did.
We may have, yeah.
I don't think we did.
Oh, okay. I like
but
that.
I could be wrong.
That was called just Power Rangers.
I did not like that movie. I thought it was
It's really boring.
Terrible. But anyway, Power Rangers were a huge part of my life. I remember playing Power Rangers on the playground in like grade 1. It was like my favoriteest thing ever as a
Everybody
very,
played
very
Power
little
Rangers.
girl.
Adults hated it because you're punching and kicking each other.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying. How do you
we
play?
didn't hurt each
Do you mean you
other.
just like kick and beat up kids?
No, basically you would
No.
fight
I'm a
for a
Power
recess
Ranger.
about who could be who.
Yeah, and
okay.
I
That
was
was
always
what
the
it was.
Pink Ranger, of course.
Yes.
But and I was in karate when I was that little too, so it was like perfectly like something that I would
Geared
like.
towards you.
Yeah, and of course, like even though I was a little girl, it had like cool teens in it. You know, that's what.
Yeah, that hang around the
kids like to watch.
observatory, I think.
I don't even remember. So obviously, I watched this show a lot, and I remember stuff about it. But I mean, I haven't like revisited it as an adult.
When was the show big? Because it was
1993 is
Early
when the show
1993,
started. Yeah,
okay.
because the
it was
movie came out in
not-
1995, so that's a pretty quick
I've
turnaround.
never seen the show. I hadn't seen the movie until I had to watch this. So I know nothing about the Power Rangers at all, other than they existed and it was a big thing back then.
All you need to know for people who are completely unfamiliar with the Power Rangers, a man named Haim Saban, who's basically the cause of every entertainment that you like as a 90s kid, and why it's so cheap is because he loves money and he wants to spend as little money as possible on stuff. He bought the rights to these Japanese TV shows, and his gimmick was he cut out some of these shows are from like the 80s, I believe, the special effects footage, and then used it with new footage that he would shoot with some young, probably non-union teenage actors.
And so he did this with other shows too, not just Power Rangers.
I don't have all the shows that he used in front of me, but yeah, there was a lot. And there was also a lot of Power Rangers like rip-offs. Who can forget Big Bad Beetleborgs, co-starring a werewolf, Dracula, and the ghost of Jay Leno. Look it up.
I mean,
No.
the name Beetleborg does sound familiar
so
to me.
what was
But
that name?
other stuff, I
Big Bad Beetleborgs. No? Don't remember
Bad
that?
Beetleborgs. I have never heard of that before in my life.
Look it up. There is there's like, basically it's like, oh, what if it was Power Rangers, but it was kids in a haunted house? And like I said, there's a Dracula, a werewolf, and a Frankenstein monster.
I
and,
probably saw that as a kid.
and the ghost of Jay Leno. Like,
Okay.
You guys are
actually
like,
Jay Leno?
Oh my god.
no.
A ghost that looks like Jay Leno.
Exactly like Jay Leno. I'm sending you a photo right now as we're chatting.
Oh my god, is his name Flabber?
Yeah, that's what it is, Flabber.
Well, my question... Okay, I'm looking at this.
He looks like a nightmare. No, he looks like Liberace.
He does kind of look. It's a
Oh
chin.
my
Though. Look
God.
at that chin and those eyebrows.
He does look like Jay Leno.
Wow.
All right, people, look it up. So the look of Power Rangers, that's Kamen Rider, right?
No, it's not Kamen Rider. It's a different
looks
Super
similar.
Sentai show. Kamen Rider doesn't transform into like big robots that fight.
And also, yeah, wasn't there another show where they would combine into a big robot?
Yeah, there's tons of them.
Voltron.
Okay, Voltron is what
Yeah.
I'm thinking of. But
Yeah.
okay, so this has been done many times before.
Yeah,
Many,
Voltron I
many
used to
times,
watch
yeah.
as a kid.
Well, like that movie that you kind of made, Justin, Monster with a Movie Camera, that footage looks also like Power Rangers, but it's not. It's like
That's
a
from
different
Kamen
thing.
Rider, yeah.
That's Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider. Okay.
So the original Super Sentai show that they used was, oh god, Kiroryu Sentai Zero Ranger, and
Okay.
I mean I struggled through that one. When was it made? Oh, it was actually made in 1992. It looks like it was shot in like the 80s though,
Yeah.
like the footage that you see in the episodes.
Yeah.
Probably just the film.
Like the show, like obviously ran for a while, and it
Mm-hmm.
was this combo thing. Did they still use like old Japanese footage for like this movie?
No, this
No,
movie
that
is
had to
all
be-
original.
It had to be new.
Well,
but,
they
and yet
would-
they're doing the same stuff.
Often, well, they're doing the same stuff if it looked like shit at the end of the movie. And it probably costs like 10 times as much as
Yeah, it
well,
did.
but we'll get to that. I guess we could start the movie where it's doing what cool teens do. They are
Skydiving.
yeah,
They're
not only
skydiving,
skydiving. One of them, the coolest of them all, is sky surfing.
Yeah.
That's true. So let me just say, I know all the characters.
Do you? I don't know
but-
their names.
Yeah, so I do. Two of the characters, though, were replaced because the Yellow Ranger was originally an Asian woman, and
Yes.
the Black Ranger was originally a black boy.
Yes.
And I think that people complained.
Yes,
so
they
now
did.
the Black Ranger is Johnny Bosch,
Ooh, I love Johnny and
who
Bosch.
we saw in
The Legend
Curse of the Bloody Boy.
Oh, Curse of the
I
Bloody
might be
Boy.
wrong. It might be Legend.
That's a movie. Why
which is
isn't that
great.
one more of a cult film? Because
He
that's
was,
a very
he was the
funny...
pooping guy, right?
No, he was not the pooping guy.
No, and then also the Yellow
People
Ranger.
are like, wait, what are you talking about?
The Yellow Ranger, I can't remember her name,
I haven't
but
thought of pooping man for a long time.
that's just a guy in one scene.
He's
definitely
on the
not-
can and he's talking to people. He's taking the dump. It's really funny.
With the door
Okay,
open.
I need to watch this movie again because I really enjoyed it.
All right.
But yeah, the Black Ranger girl is also in Curse of the Bloody Boy, so it was probably like,
Yeah, that was
hey,
her
we worked
film.
together.
I think it's her production company that made
Oh,
Curse of the
nice.
Bloody
Okay.
Boy. Yeah.
So this is like a reunion, or that was probably after this.
That
gonna
was
be-
much after this.
I'm
yes.
going to be pooping in every scene. Just having a conversation.
The White Ranger, who was previously the Green Ranger, that's Tommy.
Yeah, he's
Pink
the
Ranger,
cool one. He's the one
yeah.
that everyone wanted to be because when
It's true.
he appeared for the first time, he was a bad guy.
Yeah, and then it was like a good guy turned bad, or he was like a double agent. It was awesome. It was like the most thrilling thing of my 5-year-old's life. And so he started off the Green Ranger, then became the White Ranger, and then also the Red Ranger was replaced because this is a new guy. I think the original Red Ranger was named Jason.
Okay.
I don't know. This guy's named like Chase or something like that.
He's very boring. No one likes the Red Ranger.
Yeah, and then Blue. Yeah, he's
Blue
so
Ranger-
Blue Ranger Billy. That's the original.
What is this guy's issue? Every time it cuts to him, he's got a look on his face like he's got diarrhea and he has to find a bathroom.
Colin's doing what they all did to him on set: bully him mercilessly.
Oh no!
What,
Because
really?
he has
Yeah.
a look like he's been bullied.
He looks so
Yeah,
worried.
he supposedly had a real tough time on the set of the Power Rangers.
They just
Oh,
called him a
no.
nerd, probably. I mean, he does play
He
a
was
nerdy
harassed for
character.
being gay,
Oh,
Oh, no.
poor
Yeah.
guy.
no,
which
he just-
nearly drove him to suicide.
Oh my god!
But he didn't, right? So
No, he's still around.
everything's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can meet
The
him at a
Blue
comic book
Ranger.
convention, and then you'll be like,
my
I
God.
think it's the same guy. You know, time comes for us all and everything.
Yeah, I will say
Yeah.
I did meet Kimberly. I don't think I actually talked to her, but she was at an event I was at.
was
It
like,
wasn't
"That'll
a
be
convention.
$100
Yeah,
if you
no,
wanna
no,
talk to
it
me."
wasn't a convention. She was like hosting like a award show for advertisements that I ended up going to with my work. But I was like, oh my god, that's Pink Ranger.
She does a lot of Canadian television, like a
Mm-hmm.
lot,
Yeah, she does.
on shows that people watch when it plays and then never think of again, like Flashpoint.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, Flashpoint, starring the God, it was the lead singer from.
Oh yeah, the guy
Headstones.
that's in what is it?
Headstones.
Hardcore Logo.
That's right.
Yeah.
And their band's name is Billy Talent. Isn't it?
Oh my god.
or do they have a character's name as Billy Talent?
Oh, his name is Billy Talent in Hardcore Logo, and that's what the
Yeah.
band.
Oh, I
named
didn't even
themselves
know
off
that.
of.
I've
Yeah.
never seen a hardcore logo. I just
movie.
thought Billy
Bruce
Talent
McDonald.
was about a Billy who had a lot of talent, much like the guy in this movie, the Blue Ranger.
Oh wow,
Billy.
April's becoming like pro David Yost now. She's like, oh, he's great. Look at great job he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big John Yun Bush fan. Bosch? I always say his name wrong.
He looks like a Johnny. It looks like Bosch, but I could
Because
be wrong.
I've met him as well, and I brought him the like no budget martial arts films that he made with the action choreographer of the Power Rangers, Koichi Sakamoto, and because he like clearly wanted to be a Jackie Chan like figure, like doing all his own stunts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would highly recommend checking out those movies. And when I gave it to him, he was like, "What? Where did you get this?"
Well, yeah, it's like, where are they even available?
They're not available anywhere. I think I bought them at Rogers Video in like the used section. And he's most famous now for doing every single anime dub that has ever existed.
Oh, nice.
You didn't know that, April?
No, but
He's
I
in
don't.
like Akira.
I don't watch the dubs. I'm a sub person, so you know.
all about the
I'm
subs.
looking
I like the
here
subs.
at his credits.
He's probably
and
done all the big ones.
I wonder if he did the dubbing in this movie because everybody looks like they're dubbed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
like they
God.
couldn't record audio at all.
Wow,
or
he has
something.
104 credits.
Oh yeah, so it's mostly probably voice acting.
That's just from 2022.
Yeah.
Another thing I just wanted to bring up is like obviously I'm a big Sailor Moon fan, and a big reason why that dub was pushed in America was because of Power Rangers, because they were like, this is Power Rangers for girls. And it was. I mean,
I gotta
obviously
say,
it
April,
existed before that, but
Me and you have had different upbringings than a lot of people because Sailor Moon in Canada was in constant syndication.
yes, and it was
every
dubbed
day.
in Canada.
Yes, it was
by
dubbed in
Canadian
Canada.
actors.
Because it's non-union, baby. That's why they
Yeah.
came here.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't know if were the other actors in Power Rangers Canadian too, or was it just Kimberly?
I thought that Power Rangers wasn't like an LA-based show. Not the movie, though. The movie shot in Australia.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I was trying to pinpoint where it was shot because I had all these different locations that looked so different.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
So April will back me up on this, but this movie looks like, anime movie adaptations where it looks weird compared to the TV show. Like in anime movie adaptations, the joke is like there's more inking done to it
Right,
to make
yeah.
it look like have more depth. And like the 35 millimeter film they shoot on this, like I remember sitting in the theater and watching this and going, this feels dark and like wrong compared to the TV show.
Well, it has a different image quality than the TV show for sure. So you saw this in theaters too, because I'm pretty sure I saw
absolutely.
it as well.
I probably demanded to see it.
Yeah, and we would have been 7 years old.
1995, 7 years
Yeah.
old. Yep. And I think that there was a period following this where Power Rangers was banned. Maybe even before this? I don't know. In my household.
Maybe where you live. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's why April's a wild person. She was able to watch as
we
much Power
loved
Rangers
it.
as she could.
It was crazy popular. I couldn't believe it. I was already kind of in the industry at the time, but I remember seeing the trailer come out, and it was like
For the movie.
yeah, and seeing the big kind of fight at the end with the giant robots.
God.
Oh boy. Well, we'll get to
Thinking-
that.
We gotta save that, yeah.
We'll get to that.
Let's
So this film was supposed to be directed by Steve Wang, who directed Mark Dacascos' Drive.
Oh no way!
That would have been an amazing movie. Like
it would have
I
been
think that would have
better,
been
I'm
a
sure.
classic. But he got pulled out due to creative differences very late in the game. Supposedly he storyboarded the whole film, so he was ready to go. It's a bummer. He talks about it in the interview I did with him on the Important Cinema Club. So check that out. Instead, we got the director Brian Spicer, who is just a TV guy, but had quite a run after this film. Power Rangers, McHale's Navy, and then For Richer or For Poorer.
Oh God, the Tim Allen movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Well, he's still directing and producing TV stuff.
Oh yeah, he's
done,
a
like,
TV god. Like, he just does
Heroes,
so much
X-Files,
TV.
24, the new Hawaii Five-0.
Holy
the new
crap.
The new Magnum P.I. Yeah,
Wow.
he's still working.
I mean, that is the sign of a perfect journeyman who's like, come in, do the Power Rangers movie, don't ruffle any feathers, just go at it.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
guys seen the photos of they started shooting this movie with the eyes? You could see them on their faces.
Oh,
No,
that's
but
right.
that's
they
awful.
had removed the visors because they
Yes,
wanted.
it looks terrible. And the
Wait,
fact that they even shot a second of it is bananas.
But also, they're not in there for most of these stunts, right? Like,
No.
of course. So then why even bother with that?
because an executive was probably like, we need to see their eyes. Like, we
Yeah.
can't not
Well,
see their eyes.
I'm sure they do something like that in the new one, and I've seen the movie, so I should remember, but I don't.
They
it's
do.
just
Their
like-
visors
yeah.
are see-through.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Have to
Yeah.
see their faces.
it's Billy from Stranger Things.
It's like the classic thing with RoboCop where there was a Canadian film called The Vindicator that came out before RoboCop.
That's right.
But they wanted to not see their eyes, and the guy's like, "No, you gotta see their eyes." So it's only eyes on The Vindicator, like no mouth, just eyes. He looks so dumb.
Isn't the Vindicator the Vibrations costume?
Yes,
it's the
Vibrations
same
costume.
outfit.
All right, we haven't even gotten the movie. They're skydiving.
Skydiving.
There's no conflict here. They're just skydiving.
No, there's skydiving. It's the jumpathon to save the observatory.
And I was like, everybody is going to know that these guys are the Power Rangers because they're all wearing their colors.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
And
Have you guys ever gone skydiving?
No.
Of course not.
Would you? No.
Never,
Okay.
never,
I don't think so.
Ever.
My brother does, or he used to.
Oh, regularly. Okay.
Yeah, he
Wait,
used to
did he
go
die
regularly.
skydiving?
No,
You're
no.
like, my brother did, or he used to.
My brother skydived once.
No, I would never do that. I'm afraid
Yeah,
of
they
heights.
make a point of saying in the opening crawl, it's like, the
Oh,
six teenagers.
Sorry, I didn't mention the opening crawl. And let's just say, no movie other than Star Wars that starts with an opening crawl has ever been good.
No.
Don't try to confirm it, because I'm 100% correct.
Yeah, they're all bad.
Yeah.
Well, it helped me because
There
I
was
knew
a
nothing.
prophecy.
It's like Zordon came to the town of Angel Grove, Sydney, Australia.
Alpha 5
was his assistant.
These are things
Zords.
I already know.
Six teens were given these powers, and their identities were kept secret.
Yes.
A tradition which continues until today. And then immediately, you already know who they are because they're wearing they may as well be wearing their Power Rangers
And
outfits.
the people of this town love these teenagers.
Yeah,
Like, they have-
these five specifically.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
cannot get enough of. Wait, why is Bulk and Skull, the comedic sidekicks, also involved in this jumpathon?
I know.
don't
I
know.
guess it was like we missed a scene. Like they insisted on being a part of it.
Were they in the? They were in the show.
Yes, of course.
Bulk and Skull are the only constant through most of the American Power Ranger series, and
They're
it
the
gets
comic
really
relief.
wild that like. Goldar, who's like the cool-looking guy with wings, at one point gets hit on the head and gets amnesia and starts living with them.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. I never watched this like beyond what I saw as a kid. But I mean, I know that like there's lots of like YouTube channels that have gone through and like done these like in length reviews of the shows and the movies, and there was a bit of a, I don't want to say a renaissance, but I've seen a lot of these like videos pop up of like, yeah, I'm an adult and I'm watching the old Power Rangers, and
A few years ago, Shout TV did like a marathon. I think they still do of Power Rangers, and our friend Pierce watched it, and he would like tell me stories of like what happens in the show, and it was like transmissions from another dimension. I'd be like, wait, what? He'd be like, oh yeah, one episode is just about one of the monsters and how sad it is and how it doesn't want to be a monster, and he's like, the Power Rangers kill it at the end, and I'm like, oh my god.
well, the one thing that's from the show that is not in this movie is the putties.
I miss the putties. The putties
Yeah.
are terrifying, but we'll get to the villains. They suck. The villains in this.
Yeah, but they should have brought in some putties.
You're gonna have to explain those to me later.
Okay, so putties, look it up, Colin. They look horrifying.
They're wearing
and
like
they-
leotards,
and they
they're
make
just
a
the bad
sound
guys.
that's like.
Yeah, and they were like special putties that had like a P on their chest or something, and I think if you hit it, they would dissolve. or
the putty
explode.
patrollers.
Yeah,
Yes,
I guess.
they were
They're
like
gray.
every episode. The Power Rangers would fight these guys as the like first like wave, so they can do a few moves, usually out of their costume.
Ew.
And then they would move on to fighting the monsters.
Yeah, so that's
They look like those
me see.
those pig creatures from that Twilight Zone episode. Where they
Yeah,
unwrap
they
the
do. Where
girl's
it's
face.
like, you're the ugly one.
yeah. Anyway, not in this movie.
Ew.
So the whole like them being very recognizable, that is a trope. It's an anime trope. It's a superhero trope. That's a very, it's like it's
All
it's in
right.
Sailor Moon. Like, how has nobody noticed this one girl and the only girl in the town who has this hairdo?
I'll allow
is
it.
not Sailor Moon. So
Because
it's
like
that.
Superman said, she's vibrating at a frequency that no one can make out their face. That's a Superman excuse.
So yeah, this is for they're jumping for the every town has the jumpathon.
Yes.
As keep on surfing.
Yeah, it's
Like,
People keep on. But it's the Chili Peppers.
Yeah, it's the Chili Peppers.
And it's actually
doing
the Chili Peppers. I was like, this has to be a cover. It's not.
It's mixed so low. Like
it's
the
actually
volume.
the Chili Peppers.
Yeah, the volume is so low that you think they're trying to like hide the fact that it's not the Chili Peppers. They're doing some pretty cool stunts in this thing here.
Oh, yeah.
All of them did their own stunts, 100%.
Well, whoever's doing it.
The
It's
classic
practical.
shot of them in front of the green screen being like, yeah, guys.
Yeah,
like
of course they
skydiving.
did do that.
Yeah, there's like the one or two shots, but I kind of liked how, it was a crazy long sequence of them doing some pretty crazy stuff. It was like brought back to like Point Break,
Yeah, so they land and then they
go rollerblading.
rollerblading like immediatly after, right?
We're in the extreme sports era here. Like,
Yeah, this is like, these guys are so radical. What are they? They're roller skating to like Free Ride.
Free Ride by the Edgar Winter
Oh
Group.
yeah, which is a great song, and they're doing stunts. Yeah. I mean-
blew all their budget right at the beginning of this.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no like plot of them. There's no like interpersonal anything.
nothing.
In fact, the only two Rangers who even have a conversation are other than, "Hey guys, we got to do this," is Kimberly and Tommy, and it's more just like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm just worried about Zordon," and that's it for the whole movie.
Pretty much.
The rest of them, I don't know who these people are.
Bulk and Skull land in a construction pit and weirdly then have nothing to do with what happens in the construction pit. I guess they just
true.
wander off.
Yeah, they kind of wander off, and then we stick with one of the construction workers. They uncover, I guess they're just digging putting up a new condo. They come across like a...
Save the observatory.
We're the NIMBYs. So they come across this big, I don't know, it's like a big gigantic seal.
Yeah.
This like egg and a hand rise out of the ground.
It looks like a very cheesy prop because it is. And they're like, "What?" And then Rita Repulsa gets a word of it, and her and Zed, who's
Were
the
you
guy
a
with the
big
brain guy.
Rita Repulsa fan?
I
April?
am now. I don't know. I can't remember how I felt of her as a kid.
Those
but
Rangers!
She's hilarious. Well, the funny thing is in the show, she was obviously dubbed. Like,
Yes.
she was clearly speaking Japanese, but I think they recast her in this. And
This is a fake Rita.
Yeah,
who
it's
is
not
probably
the
just like an
original.
Australian actor.
because the actual
yeah.
original one was
But she's
from the
dubbed
Japanese
by
guy.
Barbara Goodson, I think.
Yeah,
who
she's
did the
clearly,
original
she's
show.
also clearly dubbed.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of like gang of villains, I guess. Do they always hang around at the TV show?
Yeah, they always hang around together.
Okay.
Lord Zed, even as a kid, I thought he was horrifying looking. He looked like a skinned man.
Oh, that's okay.
He's creepy.
That guy, and he sounds like William Smith, the actor from Get Even.
He
the
does.
bad guy kind of talks like
It's me,
this.
Zed.
And he's got like a pulsing brain too. or
Yeah,
something.
an exposed brain.
Yeah, it's really gross.
And
It's kinda
don't forget Goldar. Everybody
Yeah.
loves Goldar.
They seem like characters
Goldar.
from like Psycho Gorman.
Yeah,
the Council of Gygax or
There's
something.
Goldar, and who's the other sidekick? Is it like a pig man?
Pigman.
Yeah,
Pigman.
I don't know
But
what the Pigman's name
Goldar
is
is like the guy with like the monkey face, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
and
got
with, like,
big gold
wings.
wings.
Okay.
So I think the Pigman, is he an original to the movie?
I don't
'Cause
remember him from
There's
the show.
Pudgy
but-
Pig, who is like just a pig head, but not that specific Pigman. Because they would have had to construct these suits just for the movie.
Yeah.
So like their
Right.
faces are moving in ways that they never do on the TV show, especially
Yeah.
Goldar.
Goldar, I felt bad for the guy inside there. Because it's just
He died on screen. That's
Oh no! It's just such a big suit, and I'm not seeing any air holes. I mean, I'm sure there are, but it's just a lot.
They would use 10-year-old children who would like puppet them like.
So they could get a hold of them a lot easier in Australia.
Oh.
The child labor laws down there are very different.
Oh yeah, no unions, I guess. Who knows? I don't know. So moving on,
yeah,
a
well,
man
we
gets electrocuted by. Oh, we already got him. Purple lightning.
Well, Ivan Ooze
So much
emerges.
purple lightning. 'Cause
Paul Freeman,
this-
Belloc himself.
This blew my mind. I'm like, no way.
I was really well. I mean, I didn't recognize him, but
Look up his credits around this time, like Iron Eagles 3, I think. Like,
Yeah.
I let Colin know who he was, and he was like, "What?" He was shocked.
We've got him on our Raiders of the Lost Ark poster right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, his voice is dubbed, isn't it?
No,
I guess.
it's gotta be him.
no. This is Paul Freeman like riffing up a storm
Oh
here,
man,
like
he is hamming it up like crazy. But he
full
looks.
on like Aladdin from Genie, I guess. Like, is that what he's trying to do?
I don't know, but
I think
kinda,
he might be my favorite.
I kind of
part.
dig it. Yeah.
Because he's having so much fun, and like the jokes are sometimes actually funny, whereas everyone else, especially the Power Rangers, it's nothing but bad puns.
It's just horrible.
It's
puns.
worse puns than Pierce Brosnan and
Wait, doesn't
Die Another
Ivan
Day.
ooze pretty early on? Oh no, it's later on when one of the Power Rangers goes, "You ooze, you lose."
But yeah, Ivan
Right
Ooze
away,
is
Ivan
fun.
oozes like sniffs the air and he's like, "Teenagers."
Smells like teenagers. You should have said like smells like teen spirit.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say that, but that's copyright probably.
Do you think that there's like just reams of footage of Paul Freeman like improvising up a storm, just
then, like-
joke after joke,
And the crew is just like doubled over in laughter.
Again.
or just stone faced watching him?
I'm surprised he was able to do so much with all that crap on him.
Yeah, it's
all that ooze.
The only reason I know Ivan Ooze is because that's what everybody said Oscar Isaac looked like in X-Men Apocalypse.
X-Men Apocalypse. That's
And
right.
I looked him up. I'm
Upon
like, oh my
retrospect, yes, he did.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
My issue with Ivan Ooze, I like that Paul's having a bunch of fun. This movie doesn't have any cool monsters in it, other than a skeleton that shows up later on.
I disagree. It's got some. I don't know. What were you expecting? It's got some flying monkeys.
I
It's
don't
got
like those flying monkeys.
Those weren't
Really?
monkeys. Those were bird people.
And I don't like the
whatever.
ooze men either. I don't know. It's just like the shows have like a specific kind of monster in them,
Oh, I see.
and this one doesn't really have that because it's
Maybe
not.
it's just like a different. It's like the
Yeah.
kind of like Asian aesthetic. Like that, the designs are very different over there.
So the Power Rangers, they fight a bunch of ooze guys.
This fight goes on for a very long time.
Well, not
It's-
only does it go on for a
yeah.
long time, it cuts away. Then we go back and they fight them some more.
You get a feeling like they're kind of killing time.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. I gotta say, like the fighting is not bad.
It's fine.
It's kind of good.
It's fine. It's
Jeff Amata worked on this. He's like one of the
Okay.
go-to
Of course he
guys.
there
did.
you go.
I think his name is Jeff Pruitt. He did like a bunch of Buffy is on this. So.
Okay, but it's actually better than most action movies you'd seen.
The action in the TV show is good. The new
Yeah.
stuff that was shot because it was done by Isaac Florentine, the guy who did like Ninja 2 and U.S. SEALs 2, and Koichi Sakamoto, who is now also the king of Power Rangers back in Japan because he is Japanese, and he did a weird reverse move where he started on the American stuff and ended up going to Japan to work on it.
Oh, weird. Yeah. But
So
actually,
they fight.
It's not bad, but I do have to point out the song here when they start fighting.
What is it?
Uh-oh, you're in trouble.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
that
No,
one?
it's action boy now,
That's right.
action girl now.
This has a killer soundtrack.
It's just
Every
so-
song a banger.
really
Yeah.
reminds
It's just
me
pun
of
after pun.
But there was a thing happening in the 90s, especially with kid stuff, where it's like, you go girl, you go boy, kid power a little bit, It had that a feeling to it.
Yeah.
But also, is this the scene where they're beating the guys up and then they explode into ooze?
Yeah.
Because that
Yeah.
effect looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I didn't like it as a kid. They're killing these.
I just thought it looked very well executed.
and like these creatures, these slime monsters, are clearly like aware because they go like, "Uh-oh!" right before
Yeah,
they get
at one
squished.
point they drop like a giant cinder block on a bunch of them, and they all
Oh, and they all like splat out and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Please, I have a family.
an ooze family.
This is okay. This is like one of the funniest scenes. So they're like, okay, we got to transform.
They're like Mastodon.
Mastodon. It's like a very long transformation sequence that's so like built up.
Tyrannosaurus.
And then by the time they
Rex.
transform, all the bad guys are gone.
Yeah, it's a joke, isn't it? Like, where'd they go?
I don't know.
Oh, we gotta go find
they're
them.
like, wait, where is everybody? And then it just cuts away to a new scene.
Yeah, because Ivan Ooze goes and sees Zordon and Alpha 5. Ay, ay, ay.
So-
And
Ay, ay, ay.
he kills
really,
Zordon.
He really does say ay, ay, ay every line.
This is back at the Rangers HQ. So what's the deal? So Zordon, he's the source of the Rangers' Morphin power.
I have no idea.
Well, all I
Like,
remember, he showed
Tell me
up.
the lore.
He showed up and
Please
gave
let
them,
me out of this glass prison.
He showed up and gave them power to be the Rangers.
Right.
There's a weird reference in this that Ivan Ooze is like, oh, is he still using teenagers to do his dirty work? Like, oh, yeah, that is kind of disturbing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also, I just wanted to point out, Alpha 5 is basically just a combination of C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the best of both worlds.
Yeah, you've got
Creating this
everything.
ultimate creature.
The
Listen, Urkel
personality-
was really
This
big
ultimate
back
creature.
then.
Yeah.
It's like if Urkel was a robot, not to be confused with Urkelbot, which I'm sure
Yeah,
existed.
that's on the show, I think.
Oh, sorry, Robo Nerd was his name. Wait, there was an animated? Oh no, he just appeared on Scooby Doo and Guess Who. Okay, never mind.
So yeah, Ivan Ooze attacks the.
Urkelbot looks more terrifying than anything in
It
Power
does.
Rangers.
It is, it is
sure,
really
I'm
horrifying.
sure.
But yeah, Ivan Ooze comes in. He starts wrecking the place. He's all pissed off because I guess Zordon imprisoned him for 6,000 years, and he's missed out on all these great things. He's like, I've missed out on the Spanish Inquisition and the Brady,
Bunch reunion. We laughed.
What child is gonna get that?
It's funny though.
Not me. I remember sitting in the audience being like, huh? What? Why does he know all this pop culture?
It's
What, is
actually
this some kind of Shrek?
It's actually a really stupid joke, but I was really tired when I watched this, so I'm up for Ivan Ooze's antics.
But you pointed out he kind of like I don't know. He attacks Zordon. Zordon is like kind of dying. He's in this like.
Okay, this is my favorite thing. I love Zordon's comfy-looking turtleneck he's rocking while laying down
He's
in this
a
crystal thing.
crystal bed.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looks like one of the crystal beds from Superman or something, like from the original.
Please get me out of this crystal bed. It hurts so much. Why did you put me in this?
April said he looked like Marlon Brando as Dr. Moreau.
He does.
He kind of does. He's wearing this big robe and he has this like white melty face
Yeah.
or something.
This is another fake Zordon, not the original Zordon here.
I had a feeling because he looked a little different.
Yeah, I just what a weird design.
It also raises so many questions. Like, wait, there's a guy in there this entire time?
Yeah, I thought it was just a computer. I didn't realize there was a human body.
Does he do that in the remake with
No.
Bryan Cranston?
No. Oh, yeah. Bryan Cranston is in the
remember.
opening of the movie. He's like fighting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and then he
that's
ends
right.
up in a computer. I can barely remember that movie.
Yeah, that's
Bryan
right.
Cranston, I think he dubbed a bunch of villains on the original Power Rangers.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Well, at first we thought that he was Ivan Ooze.
You thought Bryan Cranston was Ivan Ooze?
I thought he was under there. It turns out it was Belloc.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that Cranston would have loved to play Ivan Ooze.
Exactly.
He'd probably be open to do it now. Yeah, throw the makeup on me. What else am I
He
doing?
couldn't even get that back then in the
No, he
mid-90s.
couldn't.
Yeah.
He was like villains on The Flash back in the early 90s.
Oh boy.
There's a funny shot of him like getting killed by a ninja star on that show, I think.
Oh, I hope that's on YouTube.
So Zordon is dying. The Power Rangers again. This is like almost like a communist film. They are not individuals. They are just a collective that have to go and do this thing.
And because Zordon is dying, they lose their powers because he is the source of their power, as we mentioned.
Very
Yeah.
weird. It's like, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Like, I
it's very
guess.
strange. So then Alpha 5 has to send them to another planet.
Yes.
I'm not sure
A
why.
planet-
Not something that happens in the show.
No,
Okay.
where there's a great power.
Yeah, they have to regain their powers on this other planet. I don't know how. So yeah, he
So they
sends them
fly there.
off in their little rainbow trails. So
Much like the Sailor Scouts, I have to say. I'm sorry I keep bringing that up, but it was on at the same time. And it
How was there
very
not a
similar.
live action English language Sailor Moon film?
Because they
That's
don't
weird.
want to make movies for girls.
That,
That's
you know
why.
what? You're right. 100%.
They looked at the Gem and the Holograms movie that came out a few years ago. They're like, well, this is why we can't make
Oh, come
movies
on.
marketed to girls.
Yeah, but look at that movie though.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
a piece of shit.
Because they don't. they
Yeah,
don't
that movie is
give it
like,
any
oh, let's
money.
do it for real. And
It
it's
has
like,
nothing
no,
to do
just
with the original.
Also, anybody who watched Gem and the Holograms is like 80 now. So, sorry.
I used to watch
Wait a
him in the
minute,
maybe somebody in
holograms.
this room.
Exaggeration.
April, we don't make those jokes
Are you,
anymore.
are you seeing a She-Ra movie? Are you seeing a live-action My Little Pony?
You're not seeing a She-Ra
you can't-
because
you can't do a
there's
live-action My Little
there's a
Pony.
wild rights issue with that, with
All
She-Ra
right.
and He-Man.
Yeah,
and
probably
stuff
like Avi Arad owns the rights to it.
Yeah, but you're right that it's because they're like, movies
Only
for
girls
girls
would
don't
see
make
it.
money.
I don't want them to make a live-action Sailor Moon because we all know it would suck because live-action cartoons generally suck. But, you know, hey, I'd see it, obviously.
I'm trying to think who could have made a good one, and it's like, nothing comes to mind right now.
Think
The
long and
Wachowskis,
hard. Yeah,
back in their
probably.
Speed Racer days.
Wachowskis could have, yeah.
Not anymore, though.
I would trust them to do it, but I don't know. Yeah.
They don't have the same energy. Like, they have a different kind of vibe now when they make
Yeah, they
movies.
do.
So it's not. I don't think it because I would want a Speed Racer version of Sailor Moon, and I don't you don't have that. Check out the live-action Cutie Honey movie, April, directed by Hideaki Anno, that came out in Japan.
I thought that was a TV show. Did they make a movie out of it?
There's a live-action movie that came out in the 2000s, and the guy who did Evangelion directed it.
Oh boy, okay.
I know, but it's goofy. It's not like dark or anything like that. So
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Cutie Honey is like a woman who's a robot, and she like fights dudes.
Is she a
with her,
robot?
like, butt. Yeah.
I thought Cutie Honey was the one she eats junk food, and that causes her to transform.
I believe she's also a robot.
Oh,
She's a robot
okay. I
over
don't know my
there.
Cutie Honey.
Anyway, it's not
The
important.
first photo
Why
that
can't
comes
both
up
be
is
true?
her like
Yeah.
her clothes are ripping off. In the
Yeah,
image.
it's very gratuitous, but so silly.
Yeah, I'm surprised like Netflix hasn't thrown money at a Sailor Moon. They've fucking greenlighting everything.
They won't now. Well, no, they're doing the live action Airbender.
Are they doing a Gundam thing? I remember they said they were going to do that.
There is a Gundam movie coming. I don't know if it's Netflix.
Do you know there's a live action Gundam movie that was made in Canada in the 90s?
What? No. Live
Yes.
action?
Did Colin work on it? This is the question.
You may not even be aware
don't
if you
know.
worked on it, Colin.
Yeah, it doesn't have the name Gundam. It has. I'm looking it up right now. It's. I can't find it now
it's
because
called,
it's all being
if
taken.
it's,
It was called G
If its
Savior.
name was X-Men Origins Wolverine, then I've worked on it.
G
It came out in 1999.
G
Definitely
Sailor?
a Canadian production because it was directed by Graham Campbell, who's from Montreal, Canada.
Graham Campbell. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you would have remembered if you had done like mechs and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
you'd be surprised.
Colin? Okay, so it was a Japanese Canadian co-production. And now, like, the
Sounds pretty
suspense,
cool.
like, oh no, I'm sure it's terrible. I think it was a pilot for a TV show, and they're like,
they
this is so
released it.
bad, we can't. It killed live action Gundam forever.
So it was a DTV movie.
Yes,
Didn't play it in theaters.
I'm going to name some special effects artists. Do you know Alex Burdett, Jeffrey Butterworth, Terrence J. Cox, Chick Poller? Doesn't ring any bells?
No.
Maybe they're
All
all
right, so,
French
no.
Canadian.
Those sound like
Yeah.
band member names.
They're all like pseudonyms because no one wanted to put their name. Wait a this. Who is this? Darling Cunningham.
Remember
That sounds
we used
like you call it.
to, back at one of the places I worked at, we did some movies. I think, who is Gene Simmons' wife?
Shannon Tweed.
I think some of the people, like, not me personally, but we did work on some, like, her kind of, like, whatever, Skinamax, like, shitty
Yep.
movies that she did. And I remember, like, and I think we all had, like, pseudonyms in the credits.
Really?
Yeah, the company.
What,
I think,
happened?
even
what
had a pseudonym.
effects would you have done on that?
I don't know. I think we did this, like, long opening credit sequence. And again, not me. But it was just like the opening credits, but the entire opening credit sequence was just a naked Shannon Tweed, like just feeling herself up and
But like, was it like
Sounds about
CGI? Like,
no,
she
no,
was,
it's just
like,
I think we're just putting the text on the screen, like as simple as that, and then just doing some shitty effects like throughout the movie or whatever. But I remember all the artists going like, "Oh yeah, we got to have like a pseudonym for the company too."
wow.
I think it was called like Core Digital Pictures, but then like, yeah, we should call it like Hardcore or something like that. all the artists are like, well, you know, I want to be.
funny.
High fiving. You.
Were they making up like porn names?
And, yeah, it was
Like
one of the
silly-
compositors
silly
is like,
names?
I'm gonna call me like Klaatu Nikto. That'll be my hardcore
Oh, no,
name.
that's so obvious.
Yeah, whatever.
Like Jack Klaatu. So the Power Rangers, they're on this island. They find, what is it called? An alien? The pilot that they find?
Oh, the space jockey.
The space jockey. They find their own space jockey on this island. Just a big skeleton.
Yeah, that actually you mentioned earlier, Justin. I did like the skeleton scene because it's a puppet. It is a big puppet.
We're not there
We're
yet.
not even
though,
there yet.
because
Oh, where are we?
Yeah,
They on the island and they meet Mariska Hargitay. I can't say her name. No, they don't, because you heard
not-
this story, right, guys? That she was fired from the film.
No, wow, we could have had.
Was she supposed to be this
Mariska Hargitay?
character?
Yep, and she shot a bunch of scenes. You can find photos of it online.
No shit.
And according to a recent interview she did with Seth Meyers, she left during Christmas after waiting there for 2 months. And when she called to ask for her return date, they said, "Don't come back. We recast you."
Oh,
So,
God.
there you go.
I see. Well, so now we have
Dulcia.
British lady.
Yeah, Dulcia,
Yes.
a babe in a very revealing bikini.
It is.
Holy
and
smokes.
as I mentioned while we watched this, I had a pog with her on it. I distinctly
pog
remember
form.
that. I had her on a pog. And she is not a very good actress in this, but I mean, you know, she's doing her
Hey,
best. She does
whatever.
some kind of cool moves, and she's just like, I can't leave this island. If I leave, I'll die or something.
Like her top must have popped off like every step she
Yeah.
took, right?
Yeah, it is.
She's
Her
also
outfit is insane.
so like skinny. She's not even muscular, and so she must have been like 20 years old or something. I don't know. It's a little uncomfortable in this kid's movie. It's
Yeah,
such
it's
a
very
revealing
weird.
outfit.
A little something for daddy.
Yeah, we all know that's why that was in there. So she gives them new powers.
Okay, these powers are so funnily named. Ninjetti.
Yeah. Jetty.
She takes them to like this Mortal Kombat arena. It looks
Yeah.
like right out of the video game.
Oh, yeah, or the movie.
Yeah, and then what? They all get these ninja outfits, and then
It's so funny because if I was them, I'd be like, yeah, that is cool, I guess. It's just literally, a gi that we're wearing. No protection. Concussion City, here we
It's
come.
supposed to be that they're getting back to like the roots, I guess. So this is
and
supposed
also,
to be more.
they're all animals, and it's kind of like, dinosaurs are cooler than animals.
Well, exactly. Like the one girl is saber-toothed tiger, and then her ninjetti is a bear. Okay. And then poor Johnny Bosch, she goes through everyone and says, "You're the crane because you're swift, and you're the monkey because you're big and powerful." And he goes, "I'm a frog." And she goes, "Yes, the frog that the princess kisses."
and turns him into a handsome
Gives
prince.
him no reason at all why he would want to be a frog. Like,
She's like,
make
I can't
something
believe we
up.
made him the frog.
I know, like, was that a joke?
I don't know.
Because if it was a joke, they would all be making fun of him or something, you know. And say like, "Oh, you can jump really high, you can walk on." Give him something. And he does actually do cool things in his Zord later with the frog
with his tongue, yeah, it's pretty cool.
And at that point, the queen is like, all right, I must now return to my home planet. Doop. She turns
Yeah.
into an owl.
She turns into an owl.
She turns
and,
into an owl.
It looks like the owl has these like kind of ID tags.
It has 2 plastic tags on its ankles.
I don't know if that's the
Listen,
case.
they rented this owl. They got to return it.
Exactly.
So.
It belonged to the zoo. Yeah.
like these tracking tags. If that thing flies away, we're never finding it. This is the Australian
Charles
outback.
Bronson. Yeah. It'll be eaten by a dingo. A dingo ate my owl.
I'll give you your animal powers.
Oh, Mr. Bronson.
Say hi to my bullet.
So
This
at
is an
this
elephant
point,
gun.
Paul Freeman is like recreating the stuff, the Larry Cohen film.
Yeah, this is really funny. But what he has this like factory or something, and he's like spraying this stuff. But he's giving it out. He's dressed like a wizard.
Yes.
It's-
And he has a carnival, I guess. This seems very labor intensive.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's only for like this quick scene. It reminded me of something from like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or something. It's kind of horrifying. And he's like kind of ripping and rapping and rhyming to like.
My name is Ooze, and I'm
Like
here
how
to
to
prove
say.
that.
Well, he wants the kids to take his ooze home to the parents, who I assume are going to drink it. And he's like,
Yeah,
hey, if they don't
what-
want it, throw it in their face.
I don't understand. Is this a consumable product? Is it a sex lubrication thing? Is that why it's for the
Did
parents?
we mention this is a ripoff of the stuff?
He
Yep,
did,
we already
yeah.
did
Okay,
while
sorry,
you were
I was
out
in
of
the
the room.
bathroom.
Yeah, it's very vague, its powers, but it'll turn the parents apparently into zombies
So they can do his bidding.
so they can dig up the monster robot parts in the construction site.
And they are digging up a gigantic, what looks like a practical monster. You see like a giant like arm sticking out of the ground.
Yeah,
Very cool.
There's some good props, and I have to say there's some huge sets in this movie. Especially when the Rangers they leave Dulcia after she flies off in owl form. They go to the monolith area and they have a huge big fight in front of this like monolith. It's a gigantic set. It's fucking huge.
And they fight a cool, gigantic, practical rhino skeleton. No, not rhino.
It's like a
what's the
triceratops.
Triceratops. There you go. I love this
Yeah.
thing. It's clearly a puppet. Like sometimes it's like lifted off the ground by a crane.
I was surprised, and I think like we'll get to it in a bit, but nothing really seems dated in this movie until we get to the CG.
Yeah.
I think that
And oh man, we're in Pun City here.
Oh,
Like
Jesus
it's brutal.
Christ.
It's like I've got a bone to pick with you. I don't know
course.
why the Power Rangers
the
are
whole
Macho
movie
Man
they're
when I
doing
do it.
that, though.
Oh, I know why. I got a bone saw. Pick with you. There's like some pigmen they fight, more fighting.
So much fighting.
I mean, Tommy gets on this like Triceratops.
Yeah,
It's, like,
that's when he picked.
fucking
He's riding it.
Bronco.
Yeah, it's a
type
big
situation.
But I remember Paul Freeman saying that they wanted to make it originally it was supposed to be really cheap looking like the TV show, and then the producers all of a sudden decided to throw a lot of money at this and make it like this big production. It definitely looks like they spent a lot of money in some
We're
places.
gonna have
Yeah.
so much CGI on screen like you've never seen.
Yeah, I
Oh,
honestly
boy.
I do prefer that, and I mean there is some it's tough because it's like there's charm to a low budget movie that just does not have the means to do something big, but at the same time when you see a big practical thing like that, dino skeleton or
Yeah,
it's
For
like,
example,
wow.
they could be going to Dinosaur City, which April and
Yeah.
Colin do not
No,
like.
I don't want that.
Yeah,
We're
you
going
see-
back. Return to Dinosaur City.
Yeah, you see like the scale of some of the sets and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, they obviously spent some money.
Yeah.
You get certainly not on the CG.
Yeah, but then, yeah, exactly. So you get to the third act, and I was like, okay, because you see that big hand of the thing coming out of the ground. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's going to be a guy in a suit, just like the TV show, right?
I mean, that's what people like about the TV show. That's what's great
Yeah,
about
and
it.
then
Do they do
don't-
like giant fights like this in the TV show?
Oh,
Yeah,
all the time.
Every episode ends
Every
with,
episode
with
ends
two
that
guys
way.
in suits, but
in
they
like a
look
miniature
giant.
city, like punching each other and throwing
Yeah,
themselves
so it
into
looks like
buildings.
Godzilla basically
Oh,
against the
okay.
the Power Rangers.
Oh, wait,
vibe.
they're never fighting in buildings. They're always fighting in fields.
Yeah, it's usually
that's
like
the
a
classic.
dirty dirt field, from what I recall.
And it's like the recycled animation of them transforming every episode as well.
I see.
Yeah.
that they like
Okay.
transform into their Megazord is what it's called.
I get you. Okay.
Yep, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought this was something new just for the movie. Okay.
The gimmick, I mean, we're almost there. They get their ninja powers thanks to the pyramid you find on the $1 bill. And they don't even transform in a cool way. It's just
No.
like there's a flash and they're now the Power Rangers again.
Yeah, they kind of fly back to Earth after they get their powers back, and then what's his name? Ivan Ooze is like reconstructing these gigantic robots and imbuing them with like
And putting ooze in them.
his ooze powers. This CG. This was 1995. Keep in mind.
Yes,
Like,
it was a long time ago.
Is great, right, Colin?
Looks so terrible.
Well, this is a fascinating example of trying to exploit what every like new CG technique.
Yeah.
You know what's great? Reflections. These are going to be reflecty monsters.
Yeah.
But I was like, why does every like texture from that time look like that? Because they all did. It was the only texture.
that's what was
It was the only
cool.
texture they had, right?
Morphin and
just
which
easy
this
to
movie
do.
has a lot of.
Yeah, but it's like these things look absolutely horrible, and
Awful.
it's too bad because it's you could see the producers like, hey, what's hot now? It's like CGI.
I guess
They weren't quite there yet, and they didn't have the budget to do it well, so it just brings the movie down.
There's one shot of the Megazord being thrown through a building,
Yeah,
and it's
that's
practical,
practical.
And it's like, oh, what could have been?
What could have been? You're just like,
I don't
oh,
even
God.
remember that.
Yeah, it was
It's very brief. It's like two shots.
just like a quick shot, but yeah, I'm just thinking back. I'm like, fuck, if they had done this practically, it would have been completely
I
different.
know, but they had to do the hot new thing, I guess.
Yeah, that's the thing. This was the
I remember as
the
a kid though,
mid-90s.
like it felt wrong. All this stuff.
Well, yeah, because
I'm
it's
like,
so
no.
different from the show, and
Yeah.
it's like I'm not watching Reboot here. You know,
Oh, I love a live action reboot.
What do you think?
Reboot. What would a live action reboot be?
Oh, it'd be horrifying.
Didn't they kind of do that on Netflix again?
Oh,
but it was like
yes.
partially
live action? Yeah.
Man,
but
they
it wasn't
can't.
Dot.
They
and,
it's not something like that. Is clearly not meant to be live action because it's
Could we
supposed to
do-
take place in a computer.
Could we do a reboot like made for like TV movie on the show? I love reboot.
There was a made-for-TV movie. Oh, you mean
Yeah,
just
they did
the
a bunch of
movies?
movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I love it too much. I can't. I mean, My
All
Two
right,
Bobs.
we'll put it together with Queen of the Damned, Untouchables.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so there's a long fight. It's like 25 minutes long.
Oh, yeah.
Like I looked at the
Basically
time
the
and I'm
end of
like,
the movie, yeah.
God, there's still like 30 minutes left, and it's gonna be these lame. How much would this have cost, Colin, back then?
I don't know. I don't think very much because
Okay.
I remember the software they used wasn't known for. Well, it's now called Houdini, but back in the day it was called Prisms. Not good for this sort of thing. The renderer was.
How long would it have
lacking.
taken to render like a second of footage?
Oh my god!
No.
I can't even think. Like just ages and ages. But the render quality looked really terrible.
Oh, we
in
forgot
this.
to mention their new Zords are also CG. It's not just the two
Everything is
bugs.
CG.
And
And
they
it
look
keeps cutting to them
awful.
like in the cockpits, and
Yeah.
you're like, why isn't it just like this?
Yeah, because
like,
the sets are kind of impressive. Like the
yeah,
cockpit set.
and like the Zords, they're doing things, but it looks so bad, so it like can't be cool. Like
Yeah.
if it was rendered well, it would look cool.
There, I remember back in the day, like seeing the trailer and being kind of impressed by the fact that they're using motion capture. I think in a couple of shots.
yeah,
There's
when
like
they
a
both
shot-
turn into humans.
Yeah, and there's I like Ivan Ooze. I don't know.
Okay. Ivan Ooze.
This
So
is-
they fight these two monsters.
They're like ants
and they
in a
defeat
scorpion
them.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay designs, terribly executed.
Yeah.
But Ivan Ooze is like, I'm beginning to get very angry. And then it's like the world's worst morph of his face, like, ooh.
Yeah,
going
and
towards-
he like morphs with one of the monsters.
Yeah, he kind of like
and his face goes, and it looks
Yeah.
awful.
So then it's like an Ivan Ooze robot face.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's also like shiny and metallic.
It's bad, guys.
Yeah, I
it's
think-
really bad.
He turns into this big, like, kind of snaking purple penis, and he like he fills this thing up, and then he's like, "Grrr," and it grows even bigger.
And then they have to create the new Megazord, I guess.
yeah,
which also looks like shit. Just terrible looking.
And then they decide to go to space.
oh yeah,
yeah. Did they set up a comet?
They did.
They must have. I forgot.
Yeah, yeah.
They did, and
It's
that's
in the
why
beginning
they're
of the movie.
That's why they're trying to. That's why they did the jump for what is it? The city jump.
The observatory.
Yeah.
It's to raise money for the observatory
To see the comet
And then it
that's
has like
about
a
to pass.
sign. It says Ryan's comet arriving in
Ryan's
blah, blah, blah.
comet. What was it? Named after some kid?
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Kid who discovered it, maybe.
The guy who died of AIDS
Now,
in Ryan's
we
song.
forgot to mention the subplot that's happening with the parents and the kids.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
who are going to commit
So the
suicide
kids
like lemmings.
are like partying because their parents are all at the construction site, and then he tells them all to kill themselves. So there's like this,
Ivan Ooze does.
yeah. So there's this kid who's like apparently a character in this. It's like, who is this kid?
It's kind of like this. Wiener
he's not
kid.
from the TV
No,
show.
no,
I
no.
don't
He
think.
shows
yeah.
up and he's like, I have an idea. He runs to the construction site. He gets Bulk and Skull's help, and his idea is to
Bulk and
spray
Skull
them.
are still wandering around the
I
construction
know
site,
they're still
unsure
there.
what to do.
No, they were partying with the kids at the cafe
Yeah.
earlier.
That is very disturbing. Those are grown men.
It's true.
They should not
So
be
this
partying with
kid's
the children.
idea is to spray them with water,
Yeah, just like hose them with a fire
just
hose.
to
or something.
Very
to
confusing.
just to physically push them back. It's not to get rid of the ooze or anything.
Yeah,
It's just to push them,
yeah. So they don't fall off the edge of the cliff.
and it
like
kind of
lemmings.
works for a few minutes, and then Ivan Ooze gets destroyed by the Power Rangers. So then
Okay,
they all
so
go back to
I
normal.
didn't remember how they destroyed him. It's very funny where the Pink Ranger breaks like a fire alarm thing, like break glass in case of emergency, and all it does is kick Ivan Ooze in the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, the Megazord kicked another robot in the balls.
Yeah,
which makes no sense.
which
but
propels it into the
whatever.
path of Ryan's comet,
Whatever.
Uh-oh. And then he gets killed.
and then he blows up in a really bad looking explosion too.
Yeah, and he's toast.
But everyone in the audience of me and April Theaters, we're all jumping to our
fist
feet.
pumping, like-
we're like, woo!
You think like the poor like staff are just like, Jesus Christ, we're gonna have to clean up.
Yeah, another sellout on Power Rangers.
popcorn's flying everywhere. And then I think it just ends, right? Well, the little boy hugs his dad.
Yeah, they go all the
They all go back to normal.
Spells are broken. They're all back in the Sydney Harbor. They're watching a fireworks display that says "Thank you, Power Rangers."
Yeah,
And then they're
Power
like, "Hey,
Rangers are
kid, you should
watching
be a
it.
Power Ranger too, or something."
And he's like, "How about the Gold Ranger?" Ha 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 ha.
No, like shut the
Credits.
fuck up, kid.
Get out of here. Snaps his neck.
Yeah.
We have license to kill. You see how many of those ooze guys we killed? We can kill you,
We're
you little
murderers,
punk.
mate.
Murderers. We're also Australian. We've been here too long.
Okay, so that's the movie. I actually like this because
There's an end
you know,
title. You guys didn't stick around for the credits for the little tag?
No.
No.
Wait,
What?
what was the tag?
Basically, it's Goldar and that Pigman are partying it up, and then Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed get back, and they're like, uh-oh! I remember rushing down, because for some reason my friend was at the same screening that I was, just like independently we showed up there, and being like, you just missed the end tag! There was an end tag! It wasn't over! Oh my god!
The stingers back then were never actually like important. They were always just like silly little jokes.
Well, here's the thing. They're not important now either.
know,
Just
I
don't see
know.
any more movies. No more movies, everyone.
Yeah. But anyway, of course I liked this because I was a big Power Rangers fan. Is this a good movie? No. But
Did Colin pick a favorite
I
thing?
don't know if I picked a favorite thing. I was going to say Paul Freeman, but then, I want to say like, a lot of the practical stuff. I'll say the CG only brings it down. Some of the sets are fucking huge.
Yeah, the sets. There you go. You got it.
They had some pretty interesting set pieces. Fighting, not bad. Some interesting fight stuff.
yeah, so it's not like it's just this dumb movie for babies. A lot of people
But it
maybe
is.
might think it is.
It is a dumb movie
maybe
for
It is for
babies.
very young babies.
All right, it's for babies. But
If I was a kid and I loved the Power Rangers, I would fucking lose my mind over this movie.
yeah.
Next up, Power Rangers Turbo, their other theatrical film.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Turbo, a Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, I know that Tommy is in that, or maybe the whole cast is in that, because I saw like a little trailer for it, but I've never actually watched that one. I don't think.
Yeah, it was released theatrically, I think.
Oh, really? I
But
must have
way
missed it.
past the sell date, 1997, so like 2 years later.
Yeah, I don't think I saw, unless I like turn it on and go like, oh my god, I've seen this. It's possible I just forgot. But yeah, I would really only recommend this if you were a Power Rangers fan. Or maybe if you have kids, because I feel like little kids would like this, even if they
it's like
don't know
that
the
hard-
lore,
It's like that Hard Times article, which is like child going to be destroyed by parents forcing them to consume the media they had when they were children.
I know. It's like, can't we just let them like the things they like? Do we have to
They
force
like,
our own
yeah.
tastes on them?
No, this is the good stuff. What I grew up with.
Take your
True.
lightsaber.
But you know what kids are watching now? Minecraft videos. They're watching other people play Minecraft. My nieces watch other children play with dolls on YouTube.
Really?
That's a thing.
Oh my God.
And they're like, oh, let's go to the park. And then you just see like a hand like moving a doll. So
I'm sure you would have watched that if you were a kid and it was up there.
I did. There was a thing called PJ Katie's Farm on YTV that was basically
Oh,
that.
I watched that as well. Yep.
See, so it's all cyclical. But anyway, that's the Power Rangers. Power Rangers the movie.
Mighty Morphin Power
Mighty Morphin
Rangers.
Power
the movie.
Rangers the movie. It's on Disney Plus, you guys.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
The mouse got.
Sorry, I cracked my Shout Factory Blu-ray to watch it.
Oh my god! Any good special features on that?
Oh yeah, there is. There's like an hour-long making
Oh
of.
my god! I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Did one of the Rangers?
I'll get one
I was
to you.
asking April. Did one of the Rangers like murder somebody?
One of them did, but there's a lot of Rangers.
I see.
So it was
There's
like a
probably
later
been
Ranger.
like 30.
Okay,
you know.
so they are like Menudo. It's like they get
Yeah,
phased
because
out.
there's like a suicide. Yeah, actually, the one oh no, she died in a car accident. That was in 2001. One of the Power Rangers and murder. Yeah, and it was a really funny murder or something, because he used a sword, didn't he?
Yeah, I remember hearing
That's
about
not funny at
this,
all.
But it was like the third Red Ranger or something, so it's not
Yeah,
like anyone you would know.
Yeah, he went to prison for 6 years, voluntary manslaughter.
Jesus God.
Voluntary How is it manslaughter if it's voluntary?
I don't know.
Because it's not predetermined, like you didn't want to kill them. So like if you get in a fist fight and you kill someone, that counts as manslaughter. That's what led Nicolas Cage to go to jail in Con Air.
Oh, that's
I
right.
see.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. In Con Air,
was
the judge is
self-defense.
like, "You are a weapon.
Yeah.
So you should have known what you were doing."
This Power Rangers guy had a sword.
Yeah, maybe the judge was
yeah,
like,
is that? Yeah,
"Sir,
you're
you are a
Ranger.
Power Ranger."
yeah.
We were making light of a real life murder.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was a funny murder. He used a
Anyway,
sword.
Yeah, it was.
We all know that Power Rangers aired on Fox Kids, I
sad.
believe.
Oh,
so
sorry. It wasn't a samurai sword. It was a Conan the Barbarian sword.
It's even funnier. Sorry, but it is.
Okay, that's kind of funny.
But he killed
He killed his
somebody.
38-year-old roommate. That's sad.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, if you want to watch Power Rangers the movie, it's on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
You can probably rent it other places as well, but we all have Disney Plus, don't we?
And if you want to correct us about any Power Rangers information we got wrong, it was all a gag. We know the right stuff. No need for corrections.
Yeah, I'm sure there are bigger fans
I'm sure
out
there's
there
like
than
a
us.
Rangerpedia or whatever they call it.
I believe.
Oh,
there is.
there's multiple ones. Definitely.
Zordonpedia.
Well, if you want to watch, if you want to email the podcast, we're at no such thing as a bad movie at gmail.com, and we're on Twitter at no such thing pod. And if you want to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/no such thing as a bad movie. If you subscribe at the $5 level and up, you'll get a little bonus episode this week. Sorry, you'll get a little bonus episode every 2 weeks, so you can have content every week if you want. And next week, we are releasing an episode on Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
We're going to the danger zone, people. So check that out. And if you want to find me, I'm at Twitter and Instagram at April Atmansky.
You can follow me on Twitter, DeClux, DCLOUX, letter J, every week on the Important Cinema Club, and I'm also on Letterboxd. It's just Justin DeClux. And if you're listening to this on the Friday when this episode drops, check out the 24-hour summer movie Mind Melter I'm doing on Saturday, June 25th. It's on Twitch.
Oh.
Check it out.
That's right. We'll be watching. So check it out. You could talk to us in the chat, maybe, if you're into
Be like,
that.
hey, Colin, and then just silence.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter, Sergeant Zima, SGTZIMA.
And that's it for this week. Stay strong, Rangers. I'm April Atmansky.
Is that something that Zordon said?
I think he does, yeah. Rangers. He says that.
Mastodon. My name's Justin DeClux.
Oh, and I'm Colin Cunningham.
And there's no such thing as a bad movie.
Cute dog.
Go, go, Power Rangers. I forgot to mention, I love that theme song. It's so good.
You know what I kept...
Does it play in the movie?
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
okay.
Remember, I
Better.
kept confusing the theme song. I kept like singing it to myself, and then realized I was singing "America, Fuck Yeah" from Team America.
I guess it is kind of
I'm
similar.
like, oh yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, I did the same thing, but I was singing Big Bad Beetle.